What is good, everybody? This is the Courtside View podcast.
Indeed.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Brian.
And this is episode 3. Now, a lot of things has transpired the last week. The NFL draft, the Nets getting swept, the Mavericks winning their series. The Pelicans and the Suns. The Suns finally capitalizing and winning the series, getting Devin Booker back. Joel Embiid getting injured. That was a complete shock to me, and I'm just devastated. Just why does it have to happen to us? And then obviously Chris Middleton, him not going to be able to play the second round, so the Milwaukee Bucks are going to be hampered with that, going to have to deal with that. A lot of things just transpired in the NBA, but I don't want to talk about the NBA right now. But before we get to that, like, subscribe, comment down below.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. It definitely will help the
algorithm.
Yeah, definitely help the channel and also get the latest updates on the Courtside View podcast.
Turn on the notification bell, too.
Yeah. Turn on the notification bell. But back to the subject at hand, which is the NFL draft. And I can't think of an NFL draft just crazier than this one. The first 2 picks, I knew exactly where it was going to go because I heard rumors regarding Trayvon Walker and him going to the Jags, so I wasn't really surprised there.
Crazy pick, by the way.
Absolutely, and then Aiden Hutchinson, of course he's not going to, top 2, he's top 2 easily. So those 2 picks right there, I was not, surprised at all. But then we get to number 3, and that's where things just get crazy in itself. Just talk about how you felt in that situation.
I fully expected Stingley to be the first CB off the board. Because I don't care what you say. If the man could play even just as decent as he did his freshman year, I don't care about the injury. That boy is going to be a top 5 corner in the league in the next 3 years if he can go back to how we played his freshman campaign year. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised. But I kind of was surprised because taking a corner top 3.
Number 3, Derek Stingley. After the past 2 seasons, he's not had the best tape. There's been rumblings that he might fall. All the talent in the world, but those 2 years, you hear the scouts, you hear them. I thought maybe he'd go maybe 9, maybe 11, 12-ish range. Number 3, before Sauce Gardner?
I'm telling you, you got to take the talent.
That's crazy, bro. I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to go to the Seahawks at number 9. But, wow, number 3, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. He has a lot of talent, but, man, 2 years with not the best tape?
You got to bank on him playing how he did his first. It's the thing. You gotta assess the man. You gotta be all why did you? What was the reason you played bad these past 2 years? And then you can go on from there. Maybe he could, or maybe it was coach. Maybe it was lack of motivation after winning that championship. Maybe it was injuries. Maybe he just didn't. He wasn't really feeling LSU at the time. If you think he can play the way he used to, then you take him top 3 all day. That man is a demon corner. His first year when he was wearing number 24. The only person that was cooking him for real was Devonta Smith, and he won the Heisman.
Yeah, I agree.
Shortly after that. So, you got to bank on the talent. The man that was clamping up league receivers that's already in the NFL now, and you got to take him. I don't care. All right. I think he can only get better.
Well, after that pick, that's where the draft just went upside down. Now, I would say the ones that I knew were going to happen were the Giants, how they picked, and then also the Jets. I knew the Jets were going to take Garrison Wilson, and I knew the Giants were going to go O-line and defensive line. I knew they were going to go Kayvon Thibodeau. And
I did not.
I did. I knew they were going to go line because they desperately need help on the defensive line, and then also they always need offensive linemen. So it was either Evan Neal or that other offensive lineman, I believe.
Akeem.
That dude. He went to
Akeem Okonu.
I think he went to the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Either the Jets or was it the Panthers? I don't know, but
he went to the Panthers.
Yeah. So either those two.
The Jets drafted Sauce, and then they went Garrett Wilson at 10, I think.
Yeah. So I wasn't surprised on that one, but then Drake London happened. That took me. Atlanta, I think I understand what they were trying to do.
No, forget all that. You already have Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is faster than Drake London. What are y'all exactly trying to do here?
I think.
I don't know.
Well, first of all, Drake London, he is a very talented player. Let's get that out the way. He's very talented. He's like 6'4", 6'5". I don't know his 40 time.
He's not that fast, but
like 4'6",
that 4'5".
4'5". That's not 6'5".
Yeah.
6. That's pretty good. So
Actually, I don't know if he ran at the combine, but I think at a pro day he probably clocked in around late 4'5" or something.
If
like
he
that.
can do 4'5", I mean, for a guy that's 6'5", that's pretty good. I looked at his tape. Some people are like, oh, you're crazy for saying he's Mike Evans. Bro, I'm telling you, he plays. I'm not gonna say exactly like him, but I do see some similarities. So Drake London at 8. I'm assuming they're preparing for next year when they draft the quarterback from Alabama.
Well, they took Desmond Riddler.
Come on now, dude. Like, really?
Why take a quarterback here if you're not gonna play him?
The third rounder. They're probably gonna play him, but he's probably a rental at best. They're just like, you know what? Why not take a quarterback? You know, it's the third round. See what he can do. If he can't play, we'll just take a quarterback in the first round next year because we're not gonna be good this year. So I just feel like, you know, they have no risk. It's not a risk. So why not do it? So
Shame on the NFL scouting departments and teams for what they did to Malik Willis. Y'all had that man looking like a fool.
Oh, man.
He was there day one at draft night, all suited up, had his Sunday's best on, and you ain't draft him until the third round.
that was crazy to me because Malik Willis, I had him going to the Saints. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
I had I think I might have had Kenny Pickett going to the Steelers. So I had 2 QBs in the first round. Kenny Pickett going to Steelers, Malik Willis going to the Saints. What a mistake I did, because that definitely did not happen. I was completely shocked at the Kenny Pickett pick for the Steelers. That was a massive
I wasn't shocked
reach.
at all.
That was a massive reach.
I knew they was going to a quarterback at 20.
I knew, but just looking.
They succumbed to peer pressure.
I agree. I knew they were going to pick a quarterback, but just looking back now and what transpired, that was a massive reach.
Think about it, though. It makes sense. Kenny Pickett played at Pittsburgh College, right? And Pittsburgh College also uses the Steelers' facilities for practices and stuff. So I'm pretty sure they had all through the CFB season, college football season, they had scouts looking at Kenny Pickett very closely. They probably was like, you know what? We've seen this guy play. We know what he could do. We've seen the practices and all the games and all that. Let's just bring him on because it's literally in the backyard.
First round, though.
Pittsburgh ain't notorious for drafting well.
Is Kenny Pickett like that much better than Malik Willis? That's the question. Or Desmond Riddler? That's the question.
That fake slide tricking people, that's what you're saying?
Like, hey, I mean, kinda. Kinda.
That's pretty interesting.
You know, like, is he really that much better? I don't know if this is gonna come back to bite them, but it could. Now, I do like the George Pickens pick.
Oh my! I hate the Steelers with everything in my being. You took George Pickens, and you know he's gonna be good because the Steelers always draft good wide receivers.
Yeah, they do. They know how to develop, but there's some off the field issues.
Off the field, Schmiel.
Maybe character issues, but I doubt that's gonna have any effect. I think that the Steelers
those be the best receivers.
Right. Exactly. Like you look at Antonio Brown, you look at Martavis Bryant. He had potential, but you know that weed, them drugs, man, they got to him, them demons.
Yeah.
But they just know how to draft receivers. So I was like, damn, I wanted the Packers to get him.
Speaking of being able to draft, their rival, the Ravens, they killed the draft far. We recording this on day 3, so it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened yet, so they could still go even more crazy. But they drafted
first 2 rounds.
Kyle Hamilton, Linderbaum, Ojabo,
Oof.
and they got I think they got someone I can't remember off the top of my head, but they killed the draft. I think they might have got Travis Jones. They might have got Travis Jones, and if they did, that is ridiculous. Because it's like they literally just – I think the thing with the Ravens is they listen to what the people say. They value fan opinion, and they're keeping their ears close to what the streets are saying. So they're like, okay, we're just going to take the best guys on the board, which is how you're supposed to draft. And as you can see, the Ravens are always competing year after year after year. Even if it's not even a down year for the Ravens, they still win about 8 games. So they're always competing because they draft well.
Well, And they develop.
Yeah, they develop talent
Unless
and
they're
draft
receivers.
well.
Unless they're receivers, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Ravens. See,
Greg
you got
Roman
Lamar
is a
Jackson.
terrorist.
You got Lamar Jackson. You don't have a receiving core to speak of.
And then you trade your number one receiver.
Exactly. I mean,
And then it draft a
I
receiver.
understand that they didn't want to pay him. Probably didn't want to pay him that enormous amount of money. So trading him away is probably the smart thing to do for a guy that he's really a one-trick pony. You could say he's not. He doesn't have the biggest like route tree. Like he can't do a lot of routes.
Well, see, a lot of Ravens fans' problem with him is he has the abilities to be a yak guy.
Yeah.
But they say he doesn't, like, he keeps running out of bounds. He's avoiding contact. He's not like a Tyreek Hill. He'll just fight through the con. He's not that kind of guy.
He doesn't
so
get the 50-50
yeah, they say he plays too Hollywood, right?
I think Steve Smith talked about how like when it comes to like press, when the corner is pressing him, whatever, he can't beat him
they say
line. So that's a big problem.
Hollywood Brown is a number 2 at best, in my opinion.
Yeah, he really.
But he'll be with Kyler Murray, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So and then also you look at the Ravens system with Lamar Jackson.
They like to run anyway.
Yeah, they're not really a pass-happy offense, and Lamar Jackson is not a guy that's going to continuously throw it like 20, 30, 40 yards down the field. But
still killed the draft.
Yeah, still killed the draft for different positions. So we'll see about that. I want to talk about just the amount of receivers that went in the first round because it was just incredible. I wasn't expecting these many receivers to go in the first round. By the time
I kind of was.
Like, what was it?
The
7 or 8?
The people that I expected to be in the second round ended up in the second round. I expected Pickens to be available, Sky Moore, and other receivers. Christian Watkins. All the players that I had going in the first, like Olave, Jamo, Drake London, Garrett. I might have said Garrett Wilson already. I'm gonna say it again.
Garrett Wilson.
And Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks.
I knew they was going first round.
Jahan Dotson though?
Oh yeah, Jahan. I did not.
Oh my! That was a massive reach.
Thank the Lord the Commanders suck at drafting because that was a reach. That was a reach.
I was not expecting him to be in.
I think he'll be good. He'll be good.
Actually, I expected him to get drafted like around where the Chiefs were, like around the 30th range. Mm-hmm. I was not expecting the Commanders to draft Jahan Dotson. And shame on the Commanders for drafting players basically because they're nice guys. You know what I mean? Like, they character guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're trying to build a culture. It's nice to have, like, those character guys. But to not look at just to overlook, like, the talent aspect of everything. Because ultimately, you need talent to win. So the Commanders decided, you know what? We're going to trade back. We're not going to try to get who it was.
They had Olave right there. And then they traded back to get Jahan Dotson. And then the pick that they got, they drafted a DT with it, I think. So, like,
I think so, yeah. That just didn't make any sense, bro. Like, I think it was in the second round, if I'm correct. Yeah, and they drafted Alabama.
Yeah, they love Alabama. Yeah, they love Alabama.
They love Alabama, and for some reason, when they draft defensive tackles, it doesn't necessarily work.
I mean, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen ain't no scrubs.
Deron Payne is he's replaceable.
Yeah, they said I think they said they drafted the D tackle because Deron Payne may be out the door soon.
Yeah, but Jonathan Allen, he's solid, but he's not a Pro Bowl guy. He's not an All Pro guy. So
very few Pro Bowl DTs these days.
Yeah, so it's just. They always love them Alabama guys, but yeah, that just didn't make any sense for me. But
let's talk about the Giants one right quick. Y'all killed the first round. Y'all took Thibodeau and then Evan Neal. Great picks.
Those are some great picks.
And then you come the second round and draft Rondale Moore in the second. I'm like, oh my goodness. How do y'all see? This is the problem.
Did they have 2 picks in the second round, or it was just 1?
They might have had 2.
Because I remember they drafted a receiver.
Yeah, Rondale Moore.
Oh, that was him. What the hell was that? Like, y'all did not draft. There was Sky Moore and George Pickens, and y'all didn't draft. Well, George Pickens, they probably like, well, Kadarius Toney with character issues. They're like, we ain't trying to have another guy with character issues.
I don't care about none of that.
I don't buy it.
Give me the guy.
Y'all are doing this. I don't know what the hell the Giants be thinking sometimes. Like, George Pickens, Sky Moore is right there, and you decide to go in a different direction. I think he's a gadget guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know.
Never heard of him before.
I've heard of him, but not in the second round. That was a massive reach. I don't know.
I don't know what they be thinking.
But unfortunately, the Eagles drafted great this year.
Oh my God, the Eagles. Let's talk about the Eagles.
Took Jordan Davis from me.
Let's talk about that because you were really high on Jordan Davis.
Yes.
You wanted him badly. You were like, Jordan Davis will come to us.
They took Jordan Davis.
Yep, and then the second round they took N'Kobe Dean, or was that?
That was third. They third round they took N'Kobe Dean.
Wow, slipped to the third round. Now second round, I don't recall who they took.
I think they took a center, I believe.
Okay, yeah, but I like the Eagles.
They had a good draft.
Did the Eagles? I thought they had 2 picks in the first.
They traded their pick to the Tennessee Titans to get AJ Brown. So they had a.
Oh, I forgot him.
They had a good 48 hours, and I'm upset about it.
Oh my goodness! So they got AJ, Devontae, then you get Jordan Davis, then you get a center, then you get N'Kobe Dean. Wow.
The bad news is they still have Jalen Hurts at quarterback, so.
Yeah, but he can always improve.
Yeah, he could.
But
I'm pretty sure the Eagles front office is like.
Here you go.
This is last year. You better figure something out.
Right.
They like, I need at least a playoff win from you.
Right. So, I'm trying to think what other teams had a really.
The Jets had a good draft.
Yeah, the Jets. Oh, let's talk about the Jets. So Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and they also had Jermaine Johnson, who's another guy. Hey, we're going to get to the Cowboys in a minute because there's a lot of things that we need to talk about with the Cowboys. Also the Packers as well because I have some things to say about the Packers. But yeah, Jermaine Johnson slipping all the way down
to 26.
Wow.
I think that's where he got drafted.
I think so because I remember you guys had the opportunity to get him, but you
we passed on
him.
Had the opportunity to get like 5 dudes in my top 50 players.
We'll talk about that later, but Jermaine Johnson slipping to the Jets is unbelievable. So they got Jermaine Johnson, Garrett Wilson, who, before the draft you could argue was the best receiver on the board. You could debate with
before Jameson Williams got hurt.
Before you can debate with Jameson Williams, Drake London, and Garrett Wilson and all that. And then they also had a tackle. They got a corner as well. So they had a great first round. I forgot what they did in the second round and third round, but it doesn't really matter because their first round was just exceptional.
Yeah, that second round, I don't remember their picks in the second round. I can't remember. But they I think they made a decent pick.
Yeah, so they gave Zach Wilson some pieces.
Something to work with. They gave him something to work with, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Unlike the Bears with Justin Fields, listen, they didn't have a first-round pick because, remember, when they drafted Justin Fields, I think they had to give up like one of the first-round picks for this year's draft. So they didn't have a first-round pick. And the first pick they made was for a defensive end instead of a receiver.
They still have Robert Quinn on their team, don't they?
Yeah, but he had a good year.
Like 18 sacks or something like that.
Makes no sense. Like, why wouldn't you? And you traded away Khalil Mack
to the Chargers, right?
Yes. So I don't know what the Bears are doing. If I'm Justin Fields, I'm demanding the trade right now. Like, y'all not gonna give me no weapons until like the third round.
They passed on George Pickens like twice, and I was like, wow.
And got rid of Allen Robinson. Remember that?
Yeah.
Did they trade him away?
I think he was due for a contract, and I don't think they signed him.
Did they trade him away or did they let him walk? There's no way.
They might have let him walk.
Bro, if they let Allen Robinson walk, bro.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might have let him walk.
Bro, if they let him walk, then the Bears are just atrocious. Like Justin Fields, God bless you, man. I'm rooting for you.
I seen someone made a tweet. They had his receivers, and I was like, "Who are these dudes?" I was like, "Oh, good. He throwing it to CVS employees." I said, "Yep, Godspeed."
Exactly. Yep. They only have like one solid receiver, and he's like a number 2 at best.
Yeah, man. It ain't looking good in Chicago.
Yeah, it's looking real bad. But let's get to the most entertaining part of it, and let's talk about the Cowboys. I posted a video. You guys saw his reaction, so you already know how he felt about the Cowboys and the draft and everything. But let's just dissect what happened how we got to this point. And as we all know, the Cowboys decided to not draft Jermaine Johnson, a guy that Brian really wanted, and they went with a offensive lineman, a guy that I never heard of, Tyler Smith.
I've heard of. All right, so the board fell amazingly to the 20s. It was Jermaine Johnson on the board, Devin Lloyd on the board, Nakobe Dean, Linderbaum on the board. It was someone else that I really wanted, but I can't remember. Oh well. It was Devontae Wyatt was on the board. Karlaftis was on the board. So much talent on the board. And the Cowboys go with the project Tyler Smith. And my reaction was hilarious. I flipped out. But now we 2 days out from it. Yeah, Saturday, 2 days out.
Oh, yeah,
I've taken the copium and some hopium, and this is going to be a good pick.
I'm gonna show the clip right now of his reaction, just so you guys will know.
24th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Smith, tackle Tulsa.
But yeah, that reaction was absolutely hilarious. I had to post it for you guys because it was just at the moment.
It was very funny.
I was cracking up laughing because
it was funny.
I warned this man. I said they're gonna draft a lineman. It's gonna be offensive lineman. He's like, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't put that.
If it was Linderbaum, I would have been standing up and clapping.
Yeah, Linderbaum. I wanted the Packers to draft Linderbaum, but those.
You ain't even post your reaction to them drafting Quay Walker at 22.
Oh, that's because I don't think because my face it didn't show my face on there, so it was like I didn't. I was like,
okay.
So I'll just draft the second one where we drafted D tackle, and I mean it was a good enough reactions. I felt like
Devontae Wyatt is good, but don't y'all still got Kenny Clark?
Yeah, we have Kenny Clark, but I guess for depth reasons, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, Cowboys. Just absolutely hilarious. And then at the round two, how did you feel about round two?
Oh my goodness, I wanted Travis Jones was on the board and Nakobe Dean. Those were really the two players that I wanted, but I would have been good with Nick Bonito. It's a left tackle. I forgot his name. Ed Ingram, I think that's his name. It was like I don't know. Sam Williams. I didn't really want Sam Williams at 56.
I feel like y'all need a receiver. Like I like CeeDee Lamb and that other receiver that you guys have.
We'll get to that. We'll get to receiver. Sam Williams. I mean, he had 12 and a half sacks in the SEC. Was first team All SEC. I think the reason why he failed was because of character concerns. I think he had a sexual battery charge in like 2000. Yeah, exactly. I read that. I was like.
I mean, but it's the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So they always take risks like that.
The charges were dropped, but still, just to even have that allegation is kind of like,
Ooh, man.
Yeah, man. But I mean, I think he'll be, especially if Dan Quinn coaches him up and get his like technique and all that, and make him hips more a little fluid. He's a little stiff. I think he'll be pretty good. It's going to be a nightmare having him and Micah rushing from both sides and D-Law coming up the middle. Yeah, it's going to be. I think. I've been digesting. I've been watching the film, the tape, and these dudes have they definitely went ceiling this draft instead of floor the previous years. The floor for Micah Parsons was already high, but we didn't know he was going to be like a superstar.
Yeah.
And CeeDee Lamb, we already knew what CeeDee Lamb was coming out of college. So I think they changed the formula this year and went first 2 rounds. They went ceiling guys. I'm a floor guy. But they went ceiling, so they must see the potential in these guys, and they probably think they can come in day one and make immediate impact. Okay. But one pick that saved the day two for me was my guy Jalen Tolbert at 88. This was a steal. I've seen the Senior Bowl film. I've seen the regulars. This dude can play.
Okay.
And I just spit everywhere. Apologize, but this dude can spit. What?
What?
Pause on that. Edit that out. This dude can play. This dude has all the things that Dak needs in a receiver. He can run routes. 6'1". He has a good catch radius. He can burn a little bit. Good after the catch. Like, this is the guy we needed. And this dude had a second round grade on him, and we got him at 88. Okay. He was 50 to 70 on a lot of people's boards, and we got him at 88. Good steal. And hopefully we get tight end today.
All right, so listen, you seem a little optimistic, which I'm a little shocked, but okay.
The
Cowboy
copium. It's
fan.
the copium.
Okay. Me on the other hand, at first when it came to the Green Bay Packers, I was a bit agitated. I was a bit annoyed at them not getting a receiver or either offensive lineman like Tyler Linderbaum. But then they go to the second round, get Christian Watkins. I was like, okay. I was like, all right, we good. We back up top, baby.
Did y'all have another second round pick?
We did, but we traded with the Vikings. So we gave the Vikings our additional second round pick to trade.
I would have doubled up at receiver.
Yeah, so Christian Watkins, like my favorite was Sky Moore, but out of the three, George Pickens, Sky Moore, Christian Watkins.
Speaking of Sky Moore, I was so upset the Chiefs took him.
Oh, Chiefs! Oh,
why did they let the Chiefs get? Oh my goodness!
I was so mad, but we'll get to that in a second. Christian Watkins, out of the three guys that I just named, he has the highest upside in my opinion because he's like 6'4", like ran a 4.41, like 38, 39-inch vertical. Yeah, and he's like he could do a lot of different things when it comes to like you can get him like on a sweep route. Like on a wide receiver sweep route, you can do some things with that, and also he's a burner as well. You can throw it deep to him. No homo. Pause.
That's not a pause.
All right. Well, but yeah, he can. The only thing that I have to say is that like he's not polished. Like
he's pretty
work.
Raw. Pause.
But yeah,
Raw
I like the pick. I like the talent. The talent is definitely there. So I won't be surprised if he's going to be like a star receiver one of these days because he has all of the talent, like his size, the speed, everything. Yeah, I'm happy about that pick.
Yeah.
But the defense, I've listened to Georgia players. I guess they really like Georgia players, so I guess they're looking at Aaron Rodgers and saying that he can't really carry the load anymore. He needs like the defense to be really well. Like with Peyton Manning in his last year, so they're probably trying to like really get the defense settled.
To be honest, the defense wasn't really the reason they lost that last playoff game.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that.
They did more than enough to stop the 49ers.
The problem was that the offensive line, and they only had one. He only had like one reliable receiver, which was Devontae Adams.
And then when he threw the ball deep to Aaron Jones, the dude like. I don't know what Aaron Jones was doing. It looked like he had a free touchdown, and it like he slowed down or something, or tried to do a juke or something. I don't know.
I don't understand that at all. It looked like Aaron Jones. I don't know if he had a bet, a parlay, whatever it was. But that made absolutely no sense.
He had money on the game.
Yeah, he had money on the game. But overall, I'm not going to be too mad because I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to make sure that the defense is elite so that Aaron Rodgers can – continue to stay in games and everything like that, and then they drafted Christian Watkins, so I'm cool. And then they drafted an offensive lineman in the third round, and the Green Bay Packers in history have been really well at developing offensive linemen. So I'm not mad now. I was at the time, but now I'm good. So yeah, let's talk about the receivers. So we talked about it a little bit, but just again. 7 receivers went in the first round, and then you had I think it was 3 receivers that went 3 top receivers that went in the second round, which was Sky Moore, Christian Watkins, George Pickens, and the Chiefs getting Sky Moore it's just wow. Like
you let them off the hook. They traded Tyreek Hill, and you let them off the hook by letting them get Sky Moore.
Exactly. Like you look at the receiving core with the Chiefs, it's not terrible. Like they have MVS, they have Juju, Sky Moore, McCole Hardman. Like that's a solid.
Don't forget Travis Kelce lines up.
That's a solid receiving core. That's not terrible.
Y'all thought the Chiefs was over, huh?
Yeah, that's not terrible. So yeah, Tyreek Hill.
And then they went and got the first round. I think they drafted.
They drafted a defensive player.
Drafted a
Trent McDuffie. Was it Trent McDuffie?
It might have been.
Yeah, Trent McDuffie, the cornerback.
It might have been.
That's
a great pick.
Oh my God, man, Trent McDuffie. Yeah.
I've seen the film. This dude is a beast. Yeah. Like the way he like reads and diagnoses stuff. This dude he's going to be nice. Y'all let the Chiefs off the hook after that, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill trade. Yeah, Tyreek Hill. He's a stud. He's a difference maker. He is a playmaker, but they looking like they doing their thing. They really rebuilding that receiving core, and it looks really solid right now.
And shout out to the Commanders for being idiots and not getting Chris Olave. Salute. Freaking idiots.
Yeah, they are freaking idiots. Oh my
Y'all
God.
will probably be last place in the division next year.
I'm glad I am not a fan of that team no more because I would be just so upset if I was rooting for that team and I see they drafted Jahan Dotson. I get his hands are the best in the draft.
But that was a reach.
But that was a reach. Major reach.
I don't even think he expected to get drafted right day one. I think he said he was playing 2K when he got drafted.
He was
he was watching the one of them games. He was watching the game.
Was it the 76ers game maybe?
Yeah, I think he might have been. Well, he said he was watching that before when he got drafted. I was like, oh Lord.
So I mean, like, you know, what else happened in the draft that was just crazy? I'm trying to think.
The Eagles trading for AJ Brown.
Yeah, that one. But we sort of already talked about that a little bit. I'm trying to think because the Saints. I don't know. We already talked about Malik Willis and him dropping. I feel like that's all like the really big storylines that really happened. The receivers, the Chiefs, the Packers, the Cowboys.
Let's talk about the Panthers not taking a QB. Because because I heard there was.
Matt Corral. Was it Matt? I think it was either Matt.
Oh yeah, wait.
Was it?
Yeah, I think they did get Matt Corral.
I think it was Matt.
Yeah, because the NFC South got two. They drafted Desmond Ridder, and I think they drafted Matt Corral.
Yeah.
I think Matt Corral was like a last minute decision because it was rumors and static. Yeah, they was going to get Baker Mayfield, but I guess it fell through. Because they traded picks with the Browns, but there was no Baker Mayfield involved. So I don't know what they got going on.
I don't know what's gonna happen to Baker Mayfield because it's gonna be interesting, you know.
Ni hao. He's gonna start up a football league in China. Ni hao.
Oh really? Or you can go to the Canadian Football League. Or he can play at the what is it?
USFL.
Yeah,
USFL also. He'll win MVP every year at the USFL.
Why not Baker Mayfield? You know, they don't want to trade you, so why not go to USFL? You can start there. You'll be on TV. They got that little cameras, whatever, them little special cameras, so they get to see more. They get to see you throw the football in close action. Like, hey, why not?
Let's talk about real quick. The Patriots. The Patriots suck at this. I don't know what they be doing, who they're scouting. They always pick dudes from these obscure divisions and schools. Like, that was a strange pick. You see what I did there? But that was a strange pick at freaking 28. I was like, who? I think like 90% of the people watching that was like, who? Because that is ridiculous.
I think the Rams had like a 3rd round grade on. I think his name's Cole Strange.
Yeah, Cole Strange. That was crazy.
Bro, 3rd round grade on a guy that you drafted in the 1st round.
And then the 2nd round, they drafted another guy. People was like, who?
Yeah, I think what happens is that Bill Belichick, he'll like literally go to those colleges and he'll like test them out, see how good they are, and then if he likes them, he'll draft them. And so I think that's what the case was. I guess he went to a pro day with Cole Strange, and he tried him out, see what he can do, and he liked what he saw, and he drafted him. But he reached.
And now, if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm awfully upset because you were in position to get a good wide receiver, right, like a Treylon Burks or something. Y'all had the pick, and then you trade back, and then draft this obscure dude from who knows where, and then the 2nd round, you didn't go wide receiver. So I'm just like, I don't know. If I'm a Patriot, I'm awfully upset. And I'm asking for front office changes because their scouts and draft department, terrible.
You want Bill Belichick fired as the GM? Might have to. Because these last, hey, let's be
his
real.
dog probably took over the computer. He probably stepped out and his dog was over there pressing buttons and drafted the wrong dude. I don't know.
Let's be real about something. The Patriots have missed a lot these past 5-6 years. Like,
any team that drafted N'Keal Harry in the first 20 picks should not be trusted.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And listen, if the Patriots are asking, like, they want to trade with you in the 1st round, sign me up because the Patriots in recent years don't know what the hell they doing.
Yeah, and then they didn't even draft. Who drafted Dax Hill? It wasn't the Patriots. It was the.
I don't know. I don't know.
It was some. I think it might have been the Chargers.
I don't know.
It might have been the Chargers. But then like you didn't even you let go. You got no Gilmore, and then you let J.C. Jackson walk to the Chargers, and then you didn't get a cornerback either. I don't know what they got going on.
It's weird.
Do they expect to not compete?
I don't know.
Mac Jones still throwing the UPS employees, and they just over there fooling around in the draft.
Bill Belichick just thinks that his system is supreme over everybody's, and that they'll win regardless. But I don't know. I mean, they won. They went to playoffs last year. Got smoked by the Bills.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if Cole Strange will be good, or it'll just be a strange pick.
Oh, brother.
Yeah. But yeah.
Let's talk about the first running back off the board. The Jets took. They took Breece Hall at pick in round 2 and pick 34, 33,
I thought
something
Kenneth
like that.
Walker was going to go first, but that was.
Nah, I knew Breece Hall was one of the first.
Really?
That's pretty interesting. I think we're at an age point in the NFL, NFL now, that running backs literally are not going to get drafted in the first round anymore.
Unless they're like really good, like Najee Harris.
Yeah.
But they'll be like a late first
yeah.
round pick.
Like the days of running backs going top 20 is over.
Yeah, because I think you look at Saquon Barkley.
Didn't work out.
You look at Todd Gurley, and you
good
look
pick. Got hurt though, and then just never recovered.
Listen, I like Zeke, but his trajectory is.
I mean, Zeke has probably been on the more consistent side of the first round running backs. But the level of play has definitely declined in the production.
So I just feel like.
But it's not to the point where, oh my gosh, this dude is unplayable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just feel like the way that these running
Jalen Ramsey long term would have been a better pick.
Right. The way that these running backs are
being used,
and the trajectory that's just happening before our very eyes, I just feel like it's not. The risk is just too high to draft a running back in the top 20.
Yeah, most of these teams they can't run block, so most of the times the freaking running back has to run through contact and hopefully break off a few tackles every play. So and they just get beat up over the few years, and then they just toss them out like garbage.
I think it's easier. What I've been told is that run blocking is definitely a lot easier than pass blocking. Yeah. So I would say that you can find a quality running back in the second or third round.
That's they could think of the top running backs now. They all came from like the second round. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor,
Dalvin Cook. Now his brother got drafted in the second round.
Yeah.
So did he go?
I think Kamara was a second round pick too.
Yeah. Yes. No, I think he was a third rounder actually.
Yeah, he might.
Third rounder.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see all these Antonio Gibson, like. What was he, 4th, 5th round?
I think he was late.
Aaron Jones, like 4th, 5th round, I believe. All these different running backs. Austin Eckler.
Yep.
I forgot whether the guy from Chicago. I forgot his name, but he wasn't a first round pick either. So you see all these running backs, and they're playing really well, but they're not first round picks. So I just think that it's just too much of a risk.
And like the position value. I'd rather have a receiver that can play good, consistent ball over a span of like 10 years than than getting good production from a running back for 4 years.
So like an AJ Brown. So like if you were in a Titan situation, you wouldn't have traded AJ Brown. You would have like traded Derrick Henry instead.
No, Derrick Henry ain't asking for 25 M's yet.
Well, all right. What if you had to make a choice between AJ Brown and Derrick Henry?
That's a good
point. I would get AJ Brown.
Both had injury issues.
I would go with AJ Brown because I feel like he has he doesn't have a shorter shelf life than Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry, he's a very physical running back. He likes to.
Yeah, I'd say I'd keep AJ Brown strictly off the fact that when Derrick Henry was hurt, they still were winning games and were still moving the ball on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And they still got the first seed in the AFC. So,
So, them getting rid of AJ Brown, but then they got the replacement who is compared to AJ Brown.
Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of AJ Brown in him. So, I was like, yeah, Treylon Burks.
Yeah,
He
big
does
receiver.
play like AJ Brown.
He plays big receiver.
Yeah, he's very
High point. You can.
I like his
contested
game.
catch guy. You know.
Yeah, I like his game.
Good pick.
Yeah. So
they got the AJ Brown at home.
yeah, exactly. So what else is there? Got the running backs. We talked about the receivers. Talked about the Cowboys, Green Bay, Patriots, Baltimore. Talked about the NFC East.
Let's talk about something I didn't expect edge rushers to fall as much as they did. If you would have told me Karlaftis and Tremaine Johnson would have been late 20s, I would have said you're crazy. Because I for sure thought they was going top 20.
Maybe they're not as talented as years past. Maybe that could be the case.
And the thing is, usually edge rushers get overvalued.
Absolutely. But maybe scouts are just looking at them and saying that they're not as talented. Or maybe there's guys that are just more talented than those guys this year. Just look at it, the talent.
Linebacker fell a lot this year, too. Devin Lloyd, the best, probably, minus the Kobe Dean injury concerns, it's the second best linebacker in the draft, went 25th.
I can't remember.
He went to the Jags, I think. No, not the Jags. He went to some team after the Cowboys, and I was upset.
Did he go to the Bills?
No.
No, it wasn't the Bills.
I think he went 25th.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So I've been consuming so much draft content. I can't remember all these picks off the top of my head.
So edge rushers, linebackers,
they fail. But the second and third round is where it got spicy for them.
It really got spicy. But overall, the draft, like I said, it was a lot. It was just craziness. After that second pick, just went out the window. Like all the mock drafts, you might as well just throw it in the trash.
Out of the first 20, I got 10 right.
I probably got 10 right too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of things.
I had the position, but just not the teams, right? You know, because all those trades happened, man. It was crazy, man.
I just hope that my players, they're able to draft and develop, and the Green Bay Packers I won't have to go up to the front office and like throw a brick at them or something.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, that's the NFL draft. I want to get to the games, the NBA games, the playoff games that actually were played the same day.
I did not watch a single one of those games because I'm a huge draft guy. I did catch the back end of the Mavs and the Jazz game, and then yesterday when the Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I was watching a little bit of the 76ers Raptors game because I really wanted this to go to 7.
Games, man.
Oh my God! Oh, like why
I think Doc. Shoot, you think would they sacrifice a possible game 7, but a healthy Embiid over a series winning a hurt Embiid going against the number 1 seed?
Man, let's talk about that game because I'm mad. I'm frustrated.
You could talk. I didn't see. I have no right to comment.
I sent you the clip. I'm talking about.
Oh, when he got elbowed by Siakam.
I sent you the clip.
Yeah.
Joel and Doc Rivers. Y'all were up 29 points with 4 minutes remaining. Why is Joel Embiid in the game? Y'all were literally close to like 30 on them. They're not going to come back unless y'all do something absolutely stupid, which y'all are capable of. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't put it past you guys. But 29 points and Joel Embiid is in the game and he gets hit in the face and now he's out.
He has a contusion, and a concussion. Was it worth it? Now you got to rely on James Harden to get you buckets against one of the best guard defending teams in the league. Good luck with that.
We already saw what happened with Trae Young.
Yeah.
He was in prison.
And y'all was killing us in the comments. Look, hey, man, y'all was killing us in the comments. I had to defend ourselves. That was after game 3. I did not expect Trae Young to play like trash 4 and 5.
Yeah, I didn't expect it either. So stop it.
I mean, the comments, they don't matter.
Stop it. Yeah, keep putting the comments down below, but give us the benefit of the doubt, okay? Like, damn it. James Harden, oh man, God bless him. But
he actually didn't play terrible.
Yeah, he had played his best game in the playoffs. So they showed up. Everybody showed up. Tobias Harris, Danny Green.
They was like, we are not losing.
Joel Embiid, James Harden. It was looking real nice for them until it all crashed down with Joel Embiid's injury. It's crazy because after the game, I saw Joel Embiid talking to Drake, trash talking.
Yeah.
He was looking real well. And then you hear the news, what is it, yesterday or a few days ago, and I'm just like, oh my God, like what the hell was that? But Joel Embiid, him getting hurt made no sense. I just don't understand what Doc Rivers was thinking. Like Doc Rivers, you were saying all the stuff about, my team, like we were down 3-1, like we were up 3-1 with the Magic and we blew it, but look at the roster. Look who was on the roster.
It was copping, please.
And then also with the Clippers, Chris Paul was on one leg, and then with Kawhi and Paul George, that's on. He said it was on me, but we were in the bubble. Like all these different excuses, and now here we go again.
About to get bounced by the Heat.
You're gonna get swept probably by the Heat. I don't see them winning a game without, bro. They're gonna win a game without Joel Embiid with a. I'm not gonna call James Harden washed up, but he's getting close to washed up.
Declining James.
He's a declining James Harden.
You make good points. I don't know. I can't call it these days because
Eric Spoelstra is gonna, bro. He's gonna be on a master class. It's gonna be like a master class coaching job when they play the Philadelphia 76ers.
Tobias Harris ain't getting nothing on Bam. I guarantee that.
Oh man, Bam Adebayo.
But wait, isn't Jimmy Butler hurt though?
He's gonna come back though. He just sat out. He was just getting some rest. But
he said he has right knee swelling, so I think he'll be all right.
Even without Jimmy Butler, still gonna win. This is what I saw. I think I sent you a clip. It was Trae Young and it was Bam Adebayo switched on him. Jimmy Butler switched on him. Kyle Lowry switched on him. It's gonna be like that for James Harden, and he's gonna be in prison. He's gonna be in hell. Because them boys are going to be locking his ass up. He's not going to be able to go nowhere because he doesn't have the speed or acceleration to blow by
And
guys
that step back ain't going to save him for too much longer.
Exactly. So
he better turn it to the playmaker of the century.
It's looking like Doc Rivers is going to have another disappointing playoffs. And I don't know what's going to happen to him. They might get rid of him.
Shame on them for thinking James Harden was the answer.
He was looking like the answer for a couple of games, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what it is.
His style of play is not sustainable in his old age. Let's just pivot real quick.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a style of play. Chris Paul in that elimination game put on a master class. He set the record for the most made shots in the playoffs without a miss with 14, and he went perfect. Yeah, 14 for 4 went perfect and closed out the
Pelicans.
Yeah, I don't even think they needed Devin Booker to play.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, that was a master
class.
Well,
actually, they did because it was a close game. Like it was.
Yeah, it was close. So I think they could have.
They needed them 13 because without them 13, they would have lost.
Someone else probably. Mikal Bridges probably would have stepped up. Man had like 30 the game before that too.
That is true. Yeah.
Mikal Bridges, my guy, he won me a lot of money. That's my guy. No Mikal Bridges slander will be allowed here. You understand me?
Yeah, but Chris Paul. The past 2 years closed out the Clippers.
He's trying to beat the choker narrative.
Yeah, he is. Remember
choker allegations. He's trying to beat him.
Remember with the Spurs back in 2014? I think it was 2014 or 2015. His hamstrings all messed up, but he still closed them out. That was pretty clutch. Game 7, and then last year with the Clippers, closed them out. Had like 40. I think he was injured that game. I think it was his hand or something.
Yeah, he hurt his hand against the Lakers, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yup. And then this year, closing out the Pelicans in 6, didn't miss a shot, didn't miss a free throw. I don't think he had a turnover as well. I think he might have had like maybe 15 assists or something like that. Sensational point guard. He is the point guard of this generation. So salute to Chris Paul, one of my favorite point guards of the past generation. So I'm
not
glad.
Me though.
Of course not you. You be hating on Chris Paul.
I don't. He plays dirty. I mean, he just be doing little stuff that's like, oh man, this dude is annoying.
Yeah,
stuff. And he low key a dirty player too. People People don't bring that up.
He is low-key dirty.
Shout out to the Pelicans, though. They put up a good fight, especially against the first seed. Willie Green coached just about as well as he could going against his former team that he coached on and having to overcome the first seed in the Western Conference. Got 2 games up off him. Could have had 3 games. Could have went to 7 if we're being honest. Right. But salute to the Pelicans, man. Now y'all got Zion. Zion wasn't even playing. Y'all still gave him a run for their money. They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with next year. Jose Alvarado played big minutes, played great defense on Chris Paul a few times, and got some big steals. Yeah, Brandon Ingram.
27 points.
See,
average.
Brandon Ingram is who y'all think DeMar DeRozan is.
What?
That's who y'all think he is. Who you taking DeMar DeRozan over Brandon Ingram? I'm not. We seen what DeMar did in them playoffs. Look what Brandon Ingram did in the playoffs. He averaged like 26 the entire playoff. Man, give me Brandon Ingram.
You got a good point.
He does what DeMar does, but like more efficiently.
Gotta give you that.
Better playmaker, right?
Yeah.
Better defender.
Yeah.
His mid-range, he takes better mid-range shots when he's more efficient. He's more fluid in his game than DeMar. And he can shoot a little bit of the tray ball. It's kind of close on that, but Brandon Ingram gets the edge.
Okay. And he's younger.
And his intangibles is better. He's taller. He has longer arms and all of that.
I give you that.
He's the better prospect.
Okay. All right. I agree with you.
CJ McCollum,
he's on and off.
Yeah, he's real streaky.
He's a nice number 3.
Number 3.
Nice number 3.
Who's number 2?
Either Zion or Brandon.
I forgot about Zion.
Like he's like in that Drew Holiday
yeah. I can
really
agree.
Nice.
He can step up and get some big shots when you need him, man.
Zion, lose weight, get healthy, come back to the Pelicans and play.
And y'all will be a top 5 seed, I guarantee you.
Yes.
Especially if you're getting big plays from Herb. Herb Jones played great defense.
Got Jonas Valanciunas, who's a very
hitting
solid.
the glass, man. Y'all got a bright future, man. I would definitely be tuning in future seasons for the Pelicans. Y'all got my respect. Salute.
All right, so then it was the last game with the Mavericks and the Jazz. I didn't watch the game, but I know what happened in the end.
Mike Conley put on a disaster class for the entire series. I was like, dude. Then he lost the game pretty much by traveling. I was like, oh goodness.
I know it was a close
You
game.
are how many years has Mike Conley been? Like 12 years.
Yep.
Like a 12-year vet, and you traveling in the crunch time. He literally was like, okay, I'm going to the paint, and then like his brain shut off. Like, dang, what am I doing? And shame on Donovan Mitchell. You pass the ball up. You gotta be, if you're the guy, you gotta go down there and get a bucket for your team. If you're the guy, you gotta take it like, no, everyone clear out. This is me right here. Yeah. Or you try to set up and find an open guy for the shot. And speaking of open guy for the shot, Bojan Bogdanovic. Oh my goodness, that was the easiest 3-pointer you'll probably ever take with the game winding down in 5 seconds. Literally wide open, and he bricked it. I was like, oh goodness.
Wow.
It was bad. Right, left wing, got the pump fake on. I don't remember who. It might have been Dorian Finney-Smith or Reggie Bullock. Wide open, warm-up jumper. I'm telling you. By the time he released the ball, he still like a whole second left, and it bricked. I was like, oh goodness.
What this series showed
the Jazz need to. They might need to blow with him. I ain't gonna lie.
What this series showed me is that Donovan Mitchell. You can't win a championship with Donovan Mitchell as your best player, and he needs to improve. Like, let's be real.
Especially defensively.
Let's be real here. Donovan Mitchell, after his second season, has he really improved that much? Like, let's be honest.
After that bubble performance,
he's really haven't really improved that much. Like let's be real, because I mean he's nice. Like he's an all-star. He's a solid all-star. I'll give you that, but for him to be that superstar player, he has to help his teammates. He has to not just get his, but also make it easier for his other teammates.
See, Donovan Mitchell is falling into that Bradley Beal category, where they put up numbers, but they don't really show up the most when you need them, and they don't play defense.
Yep, correct.
It's literally the same thing. I watch Donovan Mitchell, and I'm a Wizards fan. So I watch Donovan Mitchell, I'm like, this is like watching Bradley Beal. They're going to get you, but sometimes they on, sometimes they off. And when it's off, it's horrible.
He's a shot
When
chugger.
Bradley Beal and Donovan Mitchell are off, it's like, oh my goodness. Like, you might as well take them off the floor.
You like, man, are these one of the worst?
The only thing that be saving them when they're off is gravity.
Yep.
Because they could start hitting shots. But other than that, they're literally net negative on the floor if they're not scoring consistently.
Yeah, and it's hilarious to me, like these NBA like media people trying to say like, oh, Donovan Mitchell, he's not a bad defender. No, he's a bad defender. You guys don't watch enough Jazz games to understand. It's because of Rudy Gobert be hiding him. Like, he be masking all of the defensive woes of the Utah Jazz. That's why Rudy Gobert is always in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year, because he's that valuable when it comes to defense. Because, listen, Royce O'Neal, in the past, we thought, oh, he's a good defender. No, he's not. Donovan Mitchell, no, he's not. Mike Conley is up in age. Bojan Bogdanovic, we already know he's food. Like,
he used to be a good defender, which was crazy. I don't know why he's just stopped playing defense all of a sudden.
We already know about him. All these guys. Oh, Jordan Clarkson. We already know about
Jordan
him.
Clarkson. He's literally he's like Lou Will, just taller. No
food.
defense, just buckets.
He's food. Yeah, all these guys are just food except Rudy Gobert and
Daniel House sometimes.
Yeah, Daniel House, but it was just magnified. Like,
Mike Conley, food. Wasn't even producing on the offensive end either. I don't know what he was out there for.
Yeah, I don't
shooting tour dates in the playoffs.
I don't want to hear any more. Oh, Donovan Mitchell is a solid defender. No, he's not. Like, just watch the games and you'll see, because he's getting cooked by Jalen Brunson, getting outscored by Jalen Brunson.
I told you about Jalen Brunson. You ain't believe me. I told you Jalen Brunson was him.
Well, you saw I put the title on the video, right?
Yeah.
You let Jalen Brunson outscore you, like in the fourth quarter of all things. Yeah, but
I told y'all Jalen Brunson was him. I knew he was going to step up. Even when Luka came back, he still had 24.
But let's get to the last two games. And these two games, man, wow. The first one, the Nets and the Celtics. Listen, I did not expect the Celtics to sweep the Nets. I picked the Nets in 7.
I did not expect it either.
Completely wrong. Totally wrong.
I said 6, I believe.
I'm going to hold this L. I was completely wrong. I thought Kyrie and KD can carry the load, do their thing. They're two of the top scorers in the NBA, two of the most skilled scorers in the NBA. I was completely wrong. Kyrie Irving was gassed after the first game. I don't know if it was Ramadan or whatever, but dude was not anywhere assertive when it comes to the offensive end. KD, he was looking lost out there. He was looking like a deer in headlights. He didn't know what he was doing. Just making bad passes, turning the ball over,
that was it.
Shooting over defenders, missing shots that he would normally make.
Yeah.
Missing free throws in the clutch. Like, this is not the Kevin Durant that we're used to. I was just completely...
I was bewildered.
Absolutely bewildered.
Now, and let me get this straight. I've been toting this. I was the train conductor on this engine train for over a year. Giannis is better than Kevin Durant. I need y'all to stop the comparisons now, okay? KD literally had all the tools to win. His role players stepped up. They was getting big minutes from Nick Claxton. Bruce Brown was putting up a good performance. Blake was coming off the bench giving you decent production, right? Patty Mills did what now?
He made some shots.
Yeah, Patty Mills made some shots. Like, literally, they could have won. They could have got at least a game. All they needed was Kevin Durant to show up. Like, it's the difference between him and when Giannis, his best player going down, he's like, okay, we got this. You know what I'm saying? Thing is, Giannis is a better playmaker than Kevin Durant. He does the things way better than Kevin Durant besides shooting and scoring. Well, shoot, Giannis still a walking 30.
He's
so
a way better defender. Let's get that
yeah,
out
way
there.
better, way better help on the help and perimeter.
Better rebounder.
Oh yeah, for sure. And better passer.
Really? Is he really a better passer?
Yeah. All right. Giannis, that's probably Giannis' most underrated attribute is playmaking. The amount of passes I've seen this dude making, I'm like, this dude is 7 feet tall doing this. Yeah, I'm telling you, the debate is there. Giannis is best in the world, okay?
Yeah, I saw this.
Discussion.
I saw this one tweet. This girl by the name, I think her name is Ashley.
Ashley Nicole Moss.
Bro, oh my God. She was like, yeah, regardless of, I'm paraphrasing. So she pretty much said that I still got Kevin Durant as the best player in the world right now.
And then she said things could change by the
end of
the beginning of next season. I'm like, okay, if Kevin Durant is at home and Giannis is still playing, what you mean? Like, what?
It sounds like to me she's waiting to see how things turn out with the Bucks series. That's what.
They won a series. They won a series.
this is what I believe she's trying to do. She's trying to be like, okay, let me see what Giannis does against this team, especially without Chris Middleton. And if he doesn't play well, then my narrative stands that Kevin Durant is better than Giannis. That's what she's trying to do. She's trying to be slick.
Only box score watchers believe that if Giannis doesn't score 30 points, he didn't play well. The thing Giannis does goes beyond the stat sheet. So even if Giannis, he ain't really have a good. Trust me, he did enough to put his team in position to win. The Celtics is going to have to put 3 bodies on Giannis, and it's really going to be determined on if Grayson Allen and Bobby Portis can keep up their level of play, and Drew Holiday can step up.
Yeah, I think
because Marcus Smart is definitely going to be on Drew Holiday like white on rice.
I think what's interesting is that their defense, and they have the number 1 defense. Robert Williams is back. Al Horford is still
solid. Yeah, still getting good production with playing good minutes too.
It's gonna be interesting because in years past you see the wall with Miami, with Toronto. Miami's not big at all, but they were still able to put that wall up. So we'll see if
and Giannis was like, LOL, sweeps.
Yeah, but last year, Miami Heat, they were sort of the bubble, that whole thing.
Yeah, bubble fatigue was real.
Bubble fatigue was real, especially when you look at the.
And they played in the Olympics too, right?
I think so. Yeah. So it's bubble.
No, that was my bad. That was after. That was after the fact.
So, we'll see if the Boston Celtics can continue sort of that wave of that sort of building that wall. They have some of the pieces available with them. It's going to be interesting. And I have the Celtics. In 6.
I say unfortunately, it pains me to say this. The biased pick, because I'm a huge Giannis fan.
Yeah.
Give me Bucks in 7, but as a logical NBA person, I gotta go Celtics in 6 or 7.
So you got the Celtics.
Yeah.
Celtics in 6. That's our pick. Okay, so last game, which happened yesterday, Timberwolves versus the Grizzlies. Now I have to say,
this is gonna be real quick. The Warriors got them boys up out of there, like I said. And Ja Morant, you are next.
Oh, yeah.
All that gritty in on the logo, it ain't going down like that. All right, the Warriors, they remember y'all from last year. They remember that y'all knocked them out of the play-in. They ain't forgiving that. You gonna see a whole. I don't care if y'all won this regular series. It don't matter. Draymond and Clay was not playing. Let me tell you something. This team, I got Warriors in 6.
We're gonna talk more about that in a minute after we get to the Timberwolves and Grizzlies, because I have some things to say about the Timberwolves and Grizzlies. One of the weirdest
might have been the worst basketball series I probably watched in a very long time.
I've never seen just
incompetence.
In terms of just bad IQ, basketball IQ, I've never seen a series like this. Yes, they're
from both sides.
They're 2 young teams, but my God,
how do you? They blew. I think the Timberwolves blew a 10-point lead nearly every game.
Bro, when they were up 13. I think it was in the end of the 3rd. I was like, they're gonna blow the lead.
Yeah.
I just already know it. Cause then all of a sudden I see Memphis hitting shots. I'm like, Memphis is gonna win this game. We're gonna win this game, and I don't know what Cat was doing. Cat, I don't know if he was betting on a game or not, betting the under on him. But with 2 minutes remaining,
he pulled up from 35 feet on a contested 3. I said, this dude here, man.
Fraud watch list. He remains on the fraud watch list until further notice.
Anthony Edwards is the guy on the team now. It ain't you, Cat.
Yeah, he's that guy. Because he shows up when need be. Now, he didn't hit the shots, but he still produced. You, on the other hand, man, you just don't have that mentality.
You don't got that dog. You did all that barking in the regular season that didn't have an ounce of dog in you during the playoffs.
He was doing that talking in the playoffs, and they still
you
lost.
had Dylan Brooks in the post when they was making a run, and you just didn't try to hit him with no post moves or nothing. Then you pulling up doing fadeaway runners. Who do you think you are exactly?
He was pulling, bro. He was just hitting trying to hit jumpers over guys that are way.
That's disgraceful.
I am in disbelief of what transpired because the Memphis Grizzlies shouldn't have won that series.
And Edwards averaged 25 that series.
Yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies shouldn't have won that series.
The Grizzlies should have won it in 5 if we be in. Not the Grizzlies. The Timberwolves should have won in 5 if we be. They were in position to win every single game.
Game 3, Game
Oh my
4. I think
gosh.
they won game.
Y'all let them off the hook big
They
time.
won game 4, but they lost game 3, even though it was a close game. Game 5, game 6. Come on, 3 games where you could have won, but you blew it because you can't stay in the lead. 20-point leads getting evaporated. What is wrong with you? Especially that's coaching as well. Because
Yeah.
coach, you need to call
Chris
timeouts.
Finch, oh Lord.
Bro, you need to call timeouts in those situations, and you need to tell Cat and Anthony Edwards and Patrick Beverly to stop shooting these ill-advised shots.
Yeah, I don't know why they settle for 3 so much when they have a 10-point lead.
And then Draymond Green, he has a podcast. It's pretty good.
On the volume.
Yeah. And he talked about Cat, and he's like, bro, why are you?
He said, be yourself.
Number 1, be yourself. Stop talking trash and all that stuff. But number 2, he was just talking about the shot selections that Cat was taking. He was like, bro, get on the block. Why is he not on the block? Like, he was even talking about how the head coach and stuff, how he's calling like certain plays and not having Cat be in the paint and all that. It just didn't make any sense. Like, you're supposedly the best player or maybe one of the top 2 players in the series, and you're just you just look average.
Yeah.
You just look average.
You let Pat Bev have a better series than you.
John Morant, even his dad, even he said that John Morant played bad this series.
Yeah.
And they still won.
John Morant did play bad.
Like,
Run and dunk merchant.
Bro.
Y'all see, John Morant is the real run and dunk man, not Giannis. But that's all I'm saying.
like John Morant, I like John Morant, but this just showed me that there's a lot of things he needs to work on in the offseason.
He needs a bag badly.
He needs a mid-range shot. He needs to improve his off-the-dribble three-pointer. There's just a lot of things that he needs to improve on that I just saw. His decision-making was off as well. Like, he would turn the ball over. Like, it's very Westbrookian. Very Westbrookian. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these passes that I see. And then also going to the lane as well. So, yeah, John Morant, you need to work on a lot of things, especially your defense as well.
And y'all had the nerve, the gall, the disrespect on John. Y'all said John Morant was better than prime D Rose and he was better than prime John Wall. Blasphemous to me. Don't you ever in your life disrespect those 2 dudes like that, all right? I'm a Wizards fan. I will murk one of y'all for John Wall. I'm just playing. But don't disrespect John Wall like that ever again.
You know who I'm talking to. You were the one that was hyping up John Morant and all that. Oh, he better than.
It was Jalen, wasn't it?
Why'd you have to say his name? I wasn't even gonna bring his name up. You, sir, hyping up John Morant, trying to say
I seen the stories. I seen the stories.
Oh my God! Look! Now we're comparing him to Derrick Rose, prime Derrick Rose. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. You should be absolutely ashamed of yourself because prime John Wall was
carried his team.
Let
me tell you something.
Guard
if prime John Wall went down for 20 games, they're not winning nearly 20 of them. I'll guarantee you that much.
Prime John Wall was one of the best guard defenders in the league. Indeed. He was one of the best playmakers in the league. Sure, he turned the ball over a little bit, but it wasn't to the degree of a John Morant his passes be like Westbrookian. Like, he be just go to the lane and then, all of a sudden just throws it out and turnover. Like, the guy's right there. Like, John Wall wasn't doing all of that. Yeah. He wasn't crazy like that. So, yeah, don't stop messing with me with
and
that.
Don't play with prime. Don't play with MVP Derrick Rose like that either.
They were trying to.
Derrick Rose carried that Bulls roster that y'all can't even name 5 people on it to the first seed in the East. Don't play with Derrick Rose like that.
All right, let's calm down. They did have Luol Deng. They had Carlos Boozer, Noah as well. But I'll give you that. The bench was horrible, and they had Tom Thibodeau as their head coach. So I'll give you that. I will give you that. But let's not act like the Luol Deng, Carlos.
Are those better than what was in Miami? Are they better than who Miami had?
No, of course not. Of course not. So yeah, he was very valuable for his team, obviously. Yeah, John Morant. I'm not gonna put you on the fraud watch list, but I'm keeping my eye on you. I'm keeping my eye on you. So yeah,
he'll probably get off against the Warriors because the Warriors aren't very good interior. And they give up a lot of rebounds.
I don't know, man.
The Warriors gonna get them about. The Warriors make less mistakes than the Grizzlies. They'll win.
That death lineup with you have Wiggins, you have Clay, Dre, Steph, and
Poole.
Poole. Yeah, it's gonna be. Or they can go defense. You have Looney, Draymond, Iggy, Clay, and then you can have Steph. Hey, it's gonna
GP2 gonna need to step up and
GP2,
take the
Payne
challenge
Jr.
to stop Ja.
They have.
I'm pretty sure they'll have Wiggins guard Ja in the start, and then once GP come in the game, they'll probably rotate Wiggins on to Desmond Bane.
You could always and with the Warriors, since they have solid defenders, you can also switch off. So like for instance, when it comes to like for instance with Ja, you can switch off from like Clay, Wiggins, even Dre sometimes, from time to time. So
I think Clay would be a good match. Would be a good defending assignment for Bane in the first minute because Bane he's not really like real athletic and he's not going to blow past you kind of guy. I would not want to see Clay on Ja at all because Ja would literally just run past Clay because Clay is like he's not athletic no more. He can't shuffle his feet like he used to when he was a real elite defender back in the championship days.
But I have
if they can control Desmond Bane, they'll win.
I have the Warriors in 6. Memphis, y'all are disrespectful. Let's talk about that right now. Grittying. I see John Morant grittying.
Yeah, John Morant grittying.
First of all,
like he had a good series or something, right?
First of all, John Morant, when he was doing that, it looked like he was taking a you-know-what on the
Let me
logo.
tell you something. John, please, people from New Orleans or Louisiana, stop doing the gritty. Athletes from any place outside of the Louisiana, stop doing the gritty. You don't look right doing it. And you look like you're dick riding. Like, stop doing it.
Yeah, bro. Like, it just looks nasty. That was
just stop doing it.
It was just disgusting. Man.
It's nasty work.
Exactly. And that's just disrespectful. I get it. Patrick Beverly and I think it may have been Carl or Anthony Edwards. They were doing the gritty after they beat y'all. I think when they went up 2-2 or something like that at home. I get it, but y'all need to stop. Be humble, man. Be humble. Y'all won the first round series. Be humble. Y'all not going to the finals. Y'all won a first round series.
I said the Grizzlies were front runners.
Very, very much front runners. So them Warriors gonna humble y'all boys. They gonna humble y'all Memphis boys. Stephen Curry gonna show you
what real winning looks like.
Yeah, he gonna show you what the best point guard looks like. What a top 10, arguably a top 10 all-time player looks like. He's gonna show you the difference between us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Give me the Warriors, man. That's my finals pick.
Warriors in 6.
It'll be Warriors and Suns in the. Actually, let's talk about the Suns and the Mavericks.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be pretty interesting.
That's going to be interesting because of Luka and just the defense for the Mavericks and also Jalen Brunson and Luka and just seeing how they performed in the last series and that can carry on.
See, the thing is, the Suns can win.
I think they're going to win.
I think the Suns will win too.
In 6.
If Mikal Bridges got to step up and take the Luka assignment, and then everybody else just has to contain Jalen Brunson, and you win.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's literally all you have to do to win. Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock and them, they're not going to give you consistent production enough to win. So
I just think that it's going to go 6. I think that's
the Suns have the bodies for the.
They do.
They got the bodies.
I think that the Mavericks will win a game in Phoenix.
They'll win. I think the Mavs will win at least 2.
They'll win. Yeah, they'll win 2. 1 in Phoenix, 1 in Dallas. But I just think that the Suns have too many pieces.
Yeah, they too many weapons.
Chris
man.
Paul and Devin Booker.
And then Mikal can just go off whenever he wants to.
DeAndre Ayton as well.
Still got play. Oh yeah, DeAndre. He should be able to abuse the white power.
Yeah, Cameron Payne. He's coming off the bench. You got Jay Crowder.
Cam Johnson coming off the bench.
Yeah, you got all these different pieces. I just think
they got the bodies. They're deep. Their roster's deeper than the Mavericks. Because shoot, the Mavericks giving minutes to Maxi Kleber like yeesh. So yeah.
It's gonna be entertaining. It's gonna be very entertaining.
Congrats to Luka getting out the first round finally.
Yeah.
Maybe next year though. This ain't the year.
Look, Jokic. Hey, I just want to bring this up because we didn't talk about
Jokic played. Well.
Jokic played.
He played as best as he could.
The best you can do.
He got in foul trouble though.
So
but yeah.
Nick Wright and all these other people that are trying to say, look, this is why Jokic doesn't deserve MVP. Be quiet. He played out of his mind the first round, and those last 2 games, they were in it. They were.
DeMarcus Cousins had big minutes off the bench, big production. I knew he could still play. He ain't no scrub.
Right, and just seeing Jokic be able to win a game against a team like Golden State, it just shows you that just shows you how valuable he is, how great he is. Because honestly, they shouldn't have won a game. They shouldn't have.
They shouldn't have. They shouldn't have.
They don't have the players like Golden State. Like it's a complete and utter mismatch. So salute to Jokic. Hopefully he gets back Jamal Murray and MPJ, Michael Porter Jr.
Michael Porter Jr. ski mask Hall of Fame. That boy stealing money.
$200 million.
I would have let him walk. I would have been like, okay, see ya.
That's a lot of. There has to be like something in the contract. You have to make All NBA or something to get this amount of money. There's no way he's just gonna get out.
Oh, trust me. When the new CBA negotiations up, the owners are definitely gonna put a clause in. You got to play a certain amount of games before you can get this money. All thanks to Ben Simmons and Kyrie Irving.
Speaking of, let's talk about that real quick because that's an interesting topic. In recent memory, because even back in 2011, 2012, I've never seen like just these amount of players sit out of games because of maybe an injury or low management and that nature. It's getting ridiculous. It really is. Like seeing Anthony Davis is always hurt. Kawhi Leonard hurt. Paul George, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray. Chris Middleton just got hurt. Joel Embiid, he's always hurt. Who else? Kevin Durant, always getting hurt. Kyrie Irving.
James Harden
Ben Simmons. All of these players are either sitting out because they're hurt, they're actually injured, or they just have an excuse.
Not even John Wall getting paid 40 M's to sit on the bench.
I mean, mental health is a serious issue, but when you keep saying mental health issues, like Ben Simmons' situation is just odd. Absolutely odd.
I don't know what's up with that guy. Does he even like basketball
He's
at this
saying,
point?
well, my mental health. Don't get me wrong. What Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless said, I wholeheartedly agree with.
What they say? I didn't watch. I don't be watching that show.
I think they talking. I wouldn't say that they necessarily went on the Stephen A level where he was just outright just going absolutely character assassinating that man to the degree where he's saying like, oh, he's the worst, I guess, teammate ever or something like that. Mm-hmm. They didn't go to that degree, but in a way, they sort of were, I guess you could say, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but they were respecting his mental health.
Okay.
Yeah, respecting that he has mental health. Because if you think about it, everything that transpired with Philly and nobody had his back, right? His coach and Joel Embiid, the players didn't have his back. And they were looking at it like, yo, that can be traumatizing. You passing up a shot, passing, I believe it was Tobias Harris instead of dunking the ball, and all the Philly fans are turning against you, and then you go to Brooklyn.
The media too.
Yeah, the media as well. And they were looking at it like, yo, that is traumatizing. Like, put yourself in his shoes. Yeah, you would definitely feel some type of way. And then all of a sudden, you just have it in your head, right? That maybe it is true. Maybe I am a bad teammate. So I agree with them. We do have to respect his mental health. But at the same time, some of the excuses are just ridiculous. Like, come on now. Oh, my back is sore. Oh, I woke up even though they said in Game 4 I was going to play. But then I woke up and my back is sore. My mental health. Like, come on now. Let's just be honest. You were like, okay, they're up 3-0. Why even risk it?
Yeah.
Let's just be real. It's not no mental health. It's not none of. You were like, we're up 3-0. They're up 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for that. I wouldn't want to come back either. Possibly risk getting hurt and we still gonna lose anyway. Good luck with that.
And then the other thing I didn't like about Ben Simmons, because they talked about his attire. I feel like some it could be a little unfair, but let's be real. The attire he was wearing when he was on the bench on Game 3 was ridiculous. Like, come on now. Come on. Like, he was wearing the shades, and then, bro, he was looking like he was auditioning for a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. Like, it was that ridiculous. Ben Simmons, come on now.
Like, but Ben Simmons is going to be the reason why the next NBA lockout is going to be a long one.
Yep, because the
Ben Simmons, John Wall, Kyrie Irving, y'all the reason. Sitting out, taking money.
Zion Williamson as well.
Nah,
What?
I don't think Zion. I think Zion. I don't think Zion. I think the Pelicans didn't want him to play. Think about realistically speaking, as an organization, do you really think you knock off? Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't risk it. I think he wanted to play, but the organization was like, "This ain't the year."
His weight. So all right, I'll leave Zion out of that. But yeah, that Ben Simmons, his attire for Game 3, that was ridiculous. Like, dude, come on now. Like, you saying mental health, you're saying all this stuff, right? And you're gonna wear that to bring attention on you more when you already know people are looking at you like, bro, why aren't you playing?
Yeah,
like how did you injure your back? And you're gonna wear that on the bench instead of maybe wearing something casual, maybe wearing something that represents like, you know, the Nets and sort of the colors, whatever. You're just gonna wear all of that stuff to bring attention.
You said it's drip. It's drip.
I get it, but no, that was ridiculous, bro.
I ain't say it was drip to me. I just say he thought it was drip.
That was ridiculous. Now the other games, I ain't gonna lie.
He thought he put it on. Yeah,
he was looking kind of fly, but that was just ridiculous, bro. Like, you just bring yourself unnecessary attention. I want people who see this do y'all think the player empowerment movement has gone empowerment movement has gone too far? Because I mean, the owners do have an argument to like, why should I guarantee you all this money and you possibly gonna sit out for any reason you seem fit? I think
it's funny because the NFL is moving towards more guaranteed money, and the NBA is probably going to move to less guaranteed money, which is kind of interesting to me.
I think it's because the NFL is finally came to the players and like sort of understand like, okay, yeah, this is a game where guys get hurt a lot and you have a short shelf life. So we'll abide by some of the things that you guys want, especially when it comes to the QBs, because they getting guaranteed, like fully guaranteed money and all that.
True, Deshaun Watson's the first fully guaranteed contract.
Nah, I think it was remember Kirk Cousins?
No, I'm talking about like multi-year, fully guaranteed.
Okay, yeah.
Like they paying them 300 M's no matter what.
Like it was like 5 years, like $300 million, insane. I think that the player empowerment movement is.
It has its pros and cons for sure. From a fan
perspective, I would say it's not good for us because the players having more power means that they can possibly leave your team,
force their way out of their team, as like we've seen plenty of times before,
or sit out if need be, like a Kawhi Leonard, like a
Le'Veon Bell,
like a Paul George, or a that whole situation with Ben and Kyrie and them.
Yeah.
The Kyrie situation, that's just a negative. That's just a stain on the player empowerment. And he's like, isn't he like the vice president of the Players Association?
I don't know.
That's a bad look if he's the vice president. How did that happen? How do you let that man be the vice president?
I'm not sure who the vice president is.
Yeah, so I think he's either the president or vice president. So yeah, player empowerment movement. The owners need to put their foot down and get.
They will. Trust me, I'm telling you, there's going to be a clause in the next CBA where they say, look, you need to play this amount of games to get all this money.
Right, or you're going to be losing some money.
Yeah.
So, because
the NBA is a business, man, and these owners want their return on investment, and they not here to lose money. I'm not one to usually take the owner side, but from a business perspective, it makes sense. You want your players that you're paying all this money on the court and playing. But I think but there also needs to be another line, because there's a thin line between resting, not wanting to play, and injury. I'm actually injured. So there needs to be some type of middle ground they can agree upon to where they can meet. If they do get seriously injured, it doesn't negatively affect the player because it's injuries.
So do you feel like load management shouldn't be an excuse?
Here's how you solve load management. Stop making these dudes play back-to-backs and lower the amount of games in a season.
I feel like
if you lower it to at least 72 games, okay, fine.
You know how like
the amount of let me one more thing.
The
amount of games they had in the 2021 season was literally perfect. It was less back-to-backs. It was only 60-something games. It was perfect. And the season started more around Christmas time, which is good. They should have just kept doing it with that model. I don't know. I don't think 82 games is necessary because there's a lot of games that get played and it's like no stakes being played. And even if the team gets blown out, they're just going to sit their main guys anyway. So might as well just lower it. But it's the NBA. They're trying to make money, profit margin.
I just think that load management, in my opinion, is like, you know how in school you go to college or even in high school and there's like an unexcused absence. That's what I look at load management is. Like, I feel like load management is a unexcused absence because it's just a way for players to have the excuse to sit out. So to me, there has to be another term for like load management because when I hear load management, sure, I give you credit when it comes to like back to backs. I give you that, but you can't just say load management. It has to say, okay, you know, maybe it's knee soreness, maybe it's I don't know, maybe it's a hamstring soreness. It can't say load management. I feel like that's just not an excuse.
I mean, when you put it into regular people's perspective, imagine you call out for work, but yeah, load management.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it can't say load management. That is an unexcused absence to me. Like when you go to school, like, oh yeah, I didn't go to school today.
But teach, you've been giving us a lot of homework, so I ain't showing up to class for load management.
You know, I just had a lot of stress. You know, all this work, whatever, and everything. So I'm just not gonna show up to school.
Hey, I'm not nigga. I've taken plenty of mental health days through my college years. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, but that's still an excused absence.
I don't care.
See,
I don't miss a lot of class, so I could do that.
I don't miss a lot of. Listen, I don't go to every class, but I make sure I go to enough classes that I need to for the semester. I'll say that.
Mental health days.
This is not talking about. We're not talking about our classes, okay? Load management is not an excuse. Let's get that out the way. Can we agree on that?
So okay. So you think it's fair if, say, like LeBron James plays 35 minutes against the Clippers one night, he has to score like 30 plus points to win. You think it's fair to him to have to play against the Warriors the next night and still have to get 30 plus minutes?
Yes. You have an obligation. It's in your contract. You're obligated to play those 82 games. That's your job. Now, if you have knee soreness, if you have hamstring, like if you have an injury or something like that, and you need to take.
Even in a game where it's probably not going to matter.
Yes.
Wow, that is a take.
The fans.
True, the
fans.
But why would a fan buy a? Well, never mind. I guess small market teams do want to see other stars come in. So true.
Imagine this. Imagine LeBron is coming to DC, and you buy a ticket because you're like, oh, LeBron's gonna play. You know, the Lakers coming to town. LeBron's gonna play. But the night before, they play in like Boston, which has happened before. But then you hear, oh, LeBron, you know, he's not gonna play today. Load management. You're gonna be pissed. Why? Because it's happened to me. I went to Los Angeles. I literally went to Los Angeles to the Staples Center, and LeBron James did not play because I believe I don't even think it was a back-to-back. They were coming home from a road trip, and he didn't play. Load management.
I think that had tickets. My dad had tickets for the Warriors game. Someone from work gave it to him, and I don't even think the Warriors played that game either. And I think the Warriors still beat us. So I don't know.
Yeah, of course they're gonna. Yeah, the Wizards not good, so of course they're gonna beat you. But yeah.
I mean, it definitely has its pros. From a team standpoint, load management makes sense, but from a fan standpoint, it's more negative.
Yeah, it's very negative, and I just feel
as a team, I'm like, if I can preserve my star and have him ready for playoff and all that stuff, that's a win in my book. But for the fans, it's like, dude, we literally showed up to see you play.
Exactly. I went all the way to Los Angeles and you didn't play.
I don't know.
Don't give me the load management excuse. If it's like knee tightness, knee soreness, or hamstring, like, okay, but don't say load management. That's not an excuse to me. But yeah, is there anything else we need to talk about? I mean, I think we pretty much
did we gave our predictions?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just do it. Just go.
Okay,
so I'll go first. I'll throw out a series and we're gonna say Celtics and Nets. I mean, good grief. Celtics and Bucks.
Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 7.
Okay.
Warriors and
Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I have Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6 too. Heat and Sixers.
Heat in 4.
Heat and if Joel Embiid comes back, Heat in 6. But no Joel Embiid, Heat in 5.
All right, I got Heat in 4. All right.
Is that it?
No.
No. We got
Suns
and
Suns and Mavs. I have Suns in 6. I'm gonna change my what was it? Warriors. I have Warriors in 5. I have Warriors in 5 because Warriors. I just think that the Grizzlies, they're too young, and just seeing the things that they did with the Timberwolves series, I just don't buy it. I'm sorry.
I give the Grizzlies 2 games because they'll have a game where they out rebound and Desmond Bain shoots the lights out, and they'll get good production from all of their guys. So
yeah, that's gonna be the one game at home.
Nah, they'll probably get. They may steal one they go to State, if we're being honest here, but
yeah, right in that crowd. Okay.
Hey, it's possible, but hey, yeah, I still got Warriors in 6, and for the Mavs and Suns, I got Suns in 6. I don't. Luke ain't no host, so he ain't going out in 5.
Okay, I think that's gonna do it. I think that's all.
Yep.
Just remind you guys, remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.
You said subscribe. You said subscribe. Subscribe. No, he didn't.
Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Follow the socials.
Because and follow the socials as well, because it will definitely help the channel, and you'll get the latest updates for the Courtside View
Turn
podcast.
on the notifications and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and hope you guys enjoyed, and
we will see you next week.
See you guys later.